Hey guys, this is NCSO7 here doing, hopefully, the last tips video on ZakPak. Now, you guys probably know I made 2 tips videos on ZakPak beforehand, so, and I'm doing a third one today. Well, it's also called the problems with ZakPak because, Zach, I'm done. I'm just done putting up with these problems. There's a point where there's a point where I have a limit. I am not a very patient person. And I finally hit my limit. We're going through all of the problems with your channel. Now, I want to make clear a few things. One, this is not intended to be hateful. I know you probably know that, but I want to enforce that it is not intended to be hateful because I am going to get yelly through certain parts of the video. So I will say this right now. Do not take this personally. This is me criticizing your channel because I am tired of holding this anger in. I have been holding this in for a long time. And this is not just about the video and like the video like edits and all that stuff. I have multiple categories that we're going to be going through, and I'm going to be making the first 2 videos seem like a walk through the park. So, but still keep in mind this is not intended to be hate towards you, but I am going to be mad. So, you'll better keep that in mind. So, you ready? No? Well, too bad because you're going to listen anyways. Let's get into the problems with ZakPak. Alright, I already talked about this a little bit before, but honestly, I honestly don't have much to say about the older tips videos. I will actually give ZakPak one thing. He actually has gotten better at his videos. I will actually say at this point, in terms of like the editing and stuff like that, with the gameplay, I actually like it. It's actually fine at this point. I don't have a problem with it anymore, and there's one good thing I can say. That's one thing I will give him. He did at least listen to my previous 2 videos because the 2 videos beforehand were just about the editing of the video and all that stuff. So I don't have any problems with this. But we've got a lot of other stuff to talk about that I have much more to say about. So why don't we? Let's take a look. Alright, it's time to get into the first big point. And this is something that I've been dealing with for a long time, but I actually neglected to mention this because in the previous 2 tips videos because I didn't want to go there, but I'm going there now. Negativity. Oh my god. If there's one thing I can say about you, you are one pessimistic person when it comes to Nintendo. Where do I start? Well, I'll start with the fact that a lot of your Luigi's Mansion 3 videos are negative videos. Most of them are just, these are the flaws with Luigi's Mansion 3 and like why I don't like the game. 90% of your Luigi's Mansion 3 videos have just been that. 10% of them are good positive videos. Sometimes, oh my goodness, we're gonna get more into negativity in the next point, but oh my god, I can't contain myself. The negativity is just so unhealthy. And this applies to the Switch too, because he made a video about the Switch that we'll also get into later, talking about how it's held up. And it was basically just an excuse for him to just complain about Nintendo and the Switch, which is just a really nice mindset to have. Now, I'm not saying that having no negative outlook is good. I'm not saying that having a negative look is a bad thing, but the problem with you, Zach, is that you seem to have a very, almost all the times, negative outlook when it comes to Nintendo. And I'm specifically talking about Nintendo. I'm not talking about Battle for Bikini Bottom, because your opinions seem to differ on that one. In fact, from what I've seen, most of them are positive. Why isn't it the same thing for Nintendo? You say you love this company, you like these games, well, why don't you show some more appreciation for it instead of just constantly making negative videos? Because it's not a good mindset to have, and it gets really oppressive after a while. It gets really hard for me to enjoy your content if you're always whining. Oh my goodness. And we'll get into this much in some of the later categories. But I just want to say, you have got to slow down on your negativity towards just Nintendo in general, not just Luigi's Mansion 3, but Nintendo in general. You've got to slow it down, because I'm sick of seeing these negative videos. I don't mind if you have a negative look at Nintendo, as long as you have a positive look as well that's balanced. Like I said before, I didn't really say it before, but I would be completely fine with you making some negative Luigi's Mansion 3 videos if you also made a bunch of positive ones. That way they're balanced. And that way that works. But no, 90% of the Luigi's Mansion 3 videos are complaining about the game, or just pointing out the game's flaws, or bashing the game, and only like 10% of it actually points out its good qualities. That's not even close to balanced, but needless to say, you have got to fix your negativity, because it is so annoying. And this is not the only time I'm going to be talking about it in this video. Oh boy. Let's get into the next topic. Oh boy. The 3 strikes. Now you probably don't know what the 3 strikes means. Essentially, these are the 3 videos or posts that you have made that basically led to the creation of this video, because these are the main source of my anger. Oh my goodness. And these 3 video/posts have happened at very different times this year. But oh man, I need to just get some of this stuff out. The first strike was the video, Luigi's Mansion should be spooky. And it's not like I didn't expect the video to be bad. I mean, based on what you said on your schedule post, I could tell that this one was going to be a real stinker, but wow. It was way worse than I expected. First of all, a lot of it is just complaining that you didn't get what you want, but the Dark Moon fans got what they want. I don't want to be mean here, but what the hell makes you think you have so much superiority over the Dark Moon fans? Huh? The fact that you played the original? Who cares about that? Why don't you just be happy that the Dark Moon fans got what they want? Jesus. And it goes much more than that. And going back to the whole Dark Moon fans thing, he basically starts targeting the Dark Moon fans. I know he said no offense, but honestly couldn't care less about that, because I know what he actually means. He then says that a lot of the stuff where people say good things about Luigi's Mansion 3 are coming from Dark Moon fans. That's basically what he's saying. He doesn't say it explicitly, but that's kind of what, that's really what he is saying, honestly. And that's just great. The fact that you're basically, as somebody who liked Dark Moon and Luigi's Mansion 3, I feel targeted for some reason. Oh my god. I don't even know what the hell to do with the video. And we're not even done with fans. Dude, I gotta play this clip for you. You gotta watch this clip and listen to how ridiculous this is.
It's a lot of casual players who really like all the new things in Luigi's Mansion. Like, you look at reviewers like IGN, or just people who aren't Nintendo or specifically Luigi's Mansion gamers, and they think the game is great. You look at those reviews and you don't see them complaining about the brightness or the lack of common ghosts. You don't see them complaining about it because that's not what they care about. They don't care that much about the Luigi's Mansion series. Like, it's just another Nintendo game that they've got to review.
So in other words, he is basically saying that people are casual players if they love Luigi's Mansion 3 and don't nitpick the game like you do. And then you proceed to say that the reason that reviewers don't talk about stuff like the lack of common ghosts and the brightness and whatnot is because they don't care. I'm serious, you are just so wrong on that. First of all, calling people casual players, that's already going to make people get extremely defensive and turn against you. I know I would, because it kind of felt like the fact that I like Luigi's Mansion 3 and I don't really think too much of it. Now you're basically calling me a casual Luigi's Mansion fan, which that's just absolutely great. That's great. That definitely makes me really happy. That's just amazing to see. And then you proceed to make this lie. Listen, I don't know exactly what happens inside of IGN's office. I don't know exactly what happens, but I am very certain that they don't point out this stuff, not because of the fact that they don't care about the game. It's because most of the stuff that you're talking about is not important. Like the lack of comment ghosts and the brightness is not important. I can understand the problems, but it's not that much of a game-breaking issue like some of your fans have said. It's not really that bad. You make it seem like it's a game-breaking issue, when it really isn't. It's still a really fun game. And I didn't even mention all the normal stuff that makes video bad. Just really bad points in general. The fact that, seriously, I just need to say this right now. The fact that you even brought the fans into this video is just astonishing. And this is what got the video the first strike, because all the other stuff is already crap. But the fact that you had the nerve to start attacking people, or just picking on certain fans, and then calling people casual players, that gives this video the first strike. Oh my god. The fact that you went and all that stuff. But that's not even all of it. That's only one part of it. I already mentioned the stuff about whining that you didn't get what you want. But then we also just have a bunch of other stupid stuff. Was it really necessary to bring up the whole Mario call thing? What did that have to do with anything? That has nothing to do with the game's spookiness. And then Luigi's personality, just so seriously, I understand it isn't I honestly think I've gotten much better, because you can really feel some of Luigi's fear. But ZakPak of course just says it's just played for laughs, which is sometimes true, sometimes it is, but not all the time. Some of his fear actually does feel quite genuine. I have a problem with wrong information and just being weirdly antagonistic towards people that gives this video the first strike. And this is the video that really started to get an anger to build up inside of me. And this is only the first one. This is only the first strike. Now it's time to move over to the second strike, and another video that was pretty bad. How the Switch has held up in 2020. Honestly, this video was just, like I said before, it was basically just an excuse for Zach to just complain about the Nintendo Switch. That's really what this video was. I mean, that's already a red flag for me, but upon watching the video, just wow. Seriously. Most of your points were just pretty in the first place. Oh my goodness, but we need to get to one of the worst things about the video. The game section, when you're talking about the games. You basically ignore the fact that the Nintendo Switch has good games, and instead you just cherry pick the games that have problems. That's pretty much what you do. You don't go over all the good games on the Switch, you just pick out a few of them, and then you do some cherry picking to find the video games for the Switch that have problems. Like Super Mario Party and Mario Tennis Aces, of course. And you had to talk way too long about those. You could have just put those in videos of their own and I would have left earlier, but no, you had to squeeze it in here. And then and oh my goodness, and this is what's so stupid. You start complaining about Splatoon 2 and Super Mario Maker 2 for not being different enough from their original source material. But then in Luigi's Mansion video, you say that you don't like how Luigi's Mansion 3 was so different from the other. I'm just going to play the clip for you right now.
With that, games like Splatoon just almost feel like a port to me of the original Splatoon. I don't really notice that much different. And even then, this game, Splatoon, has a lot of problems. The map rotation sucks. Having Salmon Run open at certain times only sucks. Mario Maker 2, on the other hand, I mean, there's definitely some new stuff there, with the new theme being Mario 3D World, But other than that, it just does feel very samey to the original Mario Maker. And I think that's why it didn't do as well as it could have. They didn't add enough new there to make it fascinating, because it just felt like what Mario Maker 1 was. You know, and people had moved on from it at this point. It just isn't as popular anymore. It's just not a big deal to people. But Luigi's Mansion changed. And I told her about that. And I was like, Luigi's Mansion is just not what it used to be. And
great job, ZakPak. You just had to look like a hypocrite, didn't you? Wow. And I honestly hate that. And then there's a whole thing with the nostalgia stuff, where he constantly brings up the GameCube, but I'm not going to talk about that here because that's one of the later categories. We'll go more into that later. And the video was just not very good in the first place because it was just pointing out the Switch's flaws, and a lot of the stuff you said, especially near the end, is nothing new. Most of the stuff we all know about. We all know that the online isn't that great. We all know that the Joy-Con drift is a thing. I don't know if you specifically mentioned it, but we know a lot of the things you said, especially at the end. And that kind of that really, and like this video really told me that you'll just do some cherry picking just so you can whine about something. But you know what? If this was supposed to be a negative video about the Switch, then how about you just call it something like that instead of calling it how the Switch is held up in 2020. Which really, like, just the worst title ever. Seriously, like, this video basically showed me that you really, you'll cherry pick just to find, just so you can get something to use for a negative video. The Luigi's Mansion Should Be Spooky video showed me that you have absolutely no self-awareness of what you're even saying at all. And this video just showed me that you'll just cherry pick just so you can have a negative video. But that's not even it. We got one more strike. And this happened earlier today, honestly, while I was recording this. One of my other takes. A tweet he made. I'm not gonna read it, and I would include this in the stupid tweets section of the video, but honestly, I need to just talk about it here. Basically, it's about the Paper Mario the Origami King, and basically he's saying that it doesn't have the same vibe at all as that of the original Paper Mario 64 and Thousand Year Door. Well, I've got some news for you. It's not going to be like those two games. You got to know that it's not going to be a true return to form. It's not going to. Get that out of your head, because you're just going to set yourself up for disappointment, basically. That's what you're doing by going off of that mindset. That is your expectations going unreasonably high. Paper Mario has had a bad track history lately. I really wouldn't. I would not want you to have expectations like that. And then he basically goes to say that Nintendo just lost their creativity. Not just like Paper Mario lost their creativity. Just Nintendo just lost their creativity. That is the biggest load of bull that I've ever heard. Seriously, look at a lot of the games that Nintendo's made within the recent years. Super Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, Smash Ultimate, Luigi's Mansion 3, Link's Awakening, Super Mario Maker 2, Yoshi's Crafted World. Lots of games that have a lot of good ideas and are actually quite creative. They actually can get really creative. Mario Odyssey has a really creative kingdom. Breath of the Wild is just a brand new thing for Zelda. Smash Bros. Ultimate actually had all the characters in a lot of stages in an alright story mode. Luigi's Mansion 3 had, similar to Mario Odyssey, a lot of different floors that all felt very different. Even including a movie and magic floor. That is creativity if I've never seen it before. However that goes. Super Mario Maker 2 has a lot of creative possibilities, gave us 3D world style and so much stuff, and Yoshi's Crafted World just got really creative with how they used all the craft in the world to make the levels. The fact that you say that Nintendo just lost their creativity, that really did. That really told me that this just reinforced the fact that you have absolutely no awareness. You have absolutely no awareness whatsoever about any of this. You don't get it. You just don't. And that's a shame, really. And this is the tweet. Well, technically, this is just the last strike. This is the third strike. once I got to the third strike, I'm done. So, good on you for that. Well, moving on. I really have to talk about this? Oh, well. Well, I haven't talked about this before, but I am going to mention it now. I am sick of a biased opinion. Oh my god. Going back to the whole negativity stuff. That's fine. But in talking about how he does negatively talking about the Switch in Luigi's Mansion 3. But we have but the thing about it is that let's say the Luigi's Mansion 3 videos. He makes a negative video about Luigi's Mansion 3, but he'll talk positively about Luigi's Mansion 1. He'll talk positively about that and constantly compare them. That's another thing. Comparing. He constantly likes comparing the stuff he loves to the stuff he doesn't like, which is just so unfair. I get Luigi's Mansion 1 and 3 are in the same series. I mean, of course, the name gives it away. But they are very different games. And I know you don't like 3, but seriously, it is so obvious you have a biased opinion. And it's so annoying. And this also is the thing with the Nintendo Switch video. You talk crap about the Switch, but you have to bring up the GameCube. You have to bring it up because of how biased you are. Now, I wouldn't have a problem with a biased opinion if it were contained, or maybe a slight sprinkle of it. Take me for example. I grew up with Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. Now, that's not a very stellar Monkey Ball title, but I'm not gonna let my nostalgia from my childhood do my thinking for me. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna actually try and be reasonable. I might say, I do like Banana Blitz, but I will call attention to the fact that it's not the best thing ever. You, on the other hand, you are absolutely biased beyond belief. You constantly have to go back and like I said before, talking about the Switch, crap talking on the Switch, and then bringing up the GameCube and talking so positively about it because the GameCube is the perfect Nintendo system. Oh my god. You gotta fix that. Or at the very least, you gotta severely limit your biased opinions because it seriously is so frustrating. It just makes it makes a lot of your negative videos very one-sided. I'm not even joking. They make them very one-sided. And it's super annoying. It's constantly annoying when you call attention to the positive things of the original stuff when there's a lot of negative stuff about the older stuff too. This is nothing more than a bunch of cherry picking. Oh my god. Moving on. Oh great, now we gotta talk about some of the tweets you've made, Zach. So, oh my goodness. So, I'm gonna be talking about 2 tweets in this part. Both of them are just so dumb. Oh my goodness. Zach, I really want you to think about this one because, oh my goodness. Alrighty, so I'm going to go over 2 tweets. The first tweet he made was, pulling it up right now, January 14th of this year. So, a few months ago, so it is technically pretty old, but this tweet is necessary because it just shows how stupid this tweet is. I'll be showing it on screen, but I'll also be reading it as well. Nintendo just loves disappointing a lot of people, haha. I feel like just having a presentation for a Smash character loses its impact as opposed to putting it somewhere random in a direct where no one expects it. Yeah. He literally complained about how they... I don't even know where to start! This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard! Okay. Nobody expected that, like, a Smash Brothers character was going to be revealed at that time. So, it was already a surprise, and given the fact that they're saying, like, okay, so we're going to reveal a Smash character in, like, a few days from now, so be prepared for that, that makes speculation get a lot more, like, there's a lot more speculation going on. And you did say that, yeah, speculation will always happen, and that is true. But now that we actually know something's happening, that gives us something really excited to be really excited about. But regardless of that, the fact that he's complaining about how they revealed it is just amazing. How about we just take away Byleth from you, ZakPak? How about we just do that? Huh? My God. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard of. Really? Complaining about how it was revealed? Are you serious? Really? And that's not even the only tweet, because of course we got another one. This one's fairly recent. This was May 13th, so only like a month ago. And you guys probably remember like when they revealed the tech demo for the PlayStation 5, and it was actually pretty cool. And he made a tweet about it. Again, it'll be on screen, but I'm gonna read it regardless. Tech demo of what can be running on the PlayStation 5. This is actually nuts. Really wish the Switch had more up-to-date visuals sometimes. Yep. And he made this tweet the same day that the video that gave me the second strike came out. So that really made me happy. First, the Switch video that really made me annoyed, and then this tweet. Are you even serious? Are you kidding me? Really, ZakPak? Really? Like, seriously, why didn't you just say that the PlayStation 5 could pull off some really cool graphics? Why did you have to say it? Why'd you have to bring Nintendo into it? Why'd you have to get them involved in something that they weren't even involved with in the first place? Like, just why? Just why? And then you go on and on about how you're saying, like, and then you go on and on about how you're just like, oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just wishing that it was more up to standard. That feels like complaining to me. That sounds like complaining to me, if I've ever heard it. Wishing something to be better, that sounds a lot like complaining. You can't, there's no excuses for you on that one. Seriously, that's just stupid. And even so, the fact that you're bringing them into the picture when they don't even have anything to do with the PlayStation 5, that's just so sad. And keep this in mind, the context. This post came out the same day the Switch video came out. In other words, the second strike. So as you could and if you read my reply, I'm not going to show it because you can go find that yourself, because whatever. You can only imagine how infuriated I was to see that. I let him know that you really don't stop, do you? Well, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Seriously, Zach, think more. Think a little better when you're posting stuff online for your followers to see. Don't post something stupid like this, okay? Moving on. Great, now we gotta get into the absolute worst part of this video, and this is probably the thing that I have the absolute biggest problem with. This whole I like the game thing. So, like I've mentioned before, ZakPak has made pretty much, I'd say 90% negative Luigi's Mansion 3 videos, and then 10% positive Luigi's Mansion 3 videos. And then he has the nerve to say that by the way, I like the game just because I show a lot of negative opinions about the game, and have even mentioned before that it's not Luigi's Mansion to me. I still like the game. That is the absolute most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my freaking life. I mean, what? What sense does that even make? Seriously, I don't even understand the mentality of this. Like, what? Okay, that I don't even understand. I don't understand. How on earth do you like the game if you made this many negative videos? You know what? Maybe if like the positive and the negative were balanced, okay. But so many videos are negative and picking apart the game, pointing out its flaws, ranting about the game, and yada yada yada. Even before the game came out, he was doing this. And oh my god, just stand behind what you do. Yes, you say you like Luigi's Mansion 3, but it does. But I'm not taking your word for it. It doesn't show. And even if in real life you actually do like Luigi's Mansion 3, you have absolutely no right to say that. When you made so many negative videos online, you do not get the right to say that. I hate seeing this, and this is what I have the biggest problem with. If you're making all these negative Luigi's Mansion 3 videos, fine. But the fact that you have the absolute nerve to lie to your fans and just say, I like the game, is the absolute most frustrating thing ever. Seriously, I know that if you say you don't like Luigi's Mansion 3, people are not going to like that, but seriously, I'd rather you be honest instead of lying, because it's very obvious that you don't like Luigi's Mansion 3 based on how many negative videos you have about Luigi's Mansion 3. It doesn't even take a detective. It doesn't take an ace detective to figure this out. Seriously, anybody can figure this out. Even a baby could figure out that you don't like the game based on how many videos you've made of it. And yeah, you've made a few positive videos, but that's not going to really do much in a sea full of negativity and pessimism. I am so sick of it. Please, Zach, I want you to be fully honest, because this is the biggest problem I have. This is the biggest problem. The fact that you would literally make all this negative content and then have the brass, the nerve to say that you like the game. That is the absolute most frustrating thing ever. Sorry about that. Moving on. Now we've got to get into a problem that's a pretty newer one for you. Now, the overload and milking of your Battle for Bikini Bottom content. And no, I'm not sugarcoating it. I'm going to use the term milking because that's what you're doing. Oh my goodness, you have no idea how much I hate it when I see YouTubers that have so much variety and then they start milking the same thing over and over just because of views. So, what has Zach been doing? Well, he's been milking Battle for Bikini Bottom content a lot lately. Seriously, last week when I was recording this, he posted 6 Battle for Bikini Bottom videos within 1 week. 6 of them. That's honestly just crazy. That looks like milking to me. And I eventually asked him if he could cut back a little bit because I would really like to actually have some more variety. And he said that no, I'm only going to be doing this for 2 more weeks and that people want it. Well, here's the deal. 2 more weeks, the fact that you're accepting that you are that you're milking the same content and not taking any initiative to improve it is a problem. Based on your response, it's basically saying that just 2 more weeks, so be patient for that. That felt a lot like you saying, I don't care if these next 2 weeks are going to be oversaturated with Battle for Bikini Bottom content. I don't care about that. Let's just keep doing it because it gets views. And listen, I'm not saying that not getting views is a good thing, but the thing about it is that people are going to get sick of this content very soon. And yeah, you said that this isn't going to be what your channel is known about forever. Yeah, I don't really buy that. You're going to still do Battle for Bikini Bottom content, and that stuff's going to eventually start dropping heavily in views because you did so much that it makes them not that special anymore. People aren't interested anymore. People want videos on different topics. I want variety. When you milk the same thing over and over, it's just sad. And the fact that you literally said how you're just milking it for views, that's just great. That's honestly just absolutely great to hear from you. Honestly, I'm just impressed. I'm not even mad. I'm just impressed that this is where we're going. And this was close to being the 3rd strike, but I was able to hold in for a little longer, but got the 3rd strike eventually, so yeah. But honestly, Zach, great job. You need to improve your variety. Do you want to look back at your channel and think, wow, I was actually able to make a good variety of content. I'm really happy with how this turned out. Or do you want to think, wow, I did so much Battle for Bikini Bottom content when there were plenty of other stuff I could have talked about? Which one would you rather want? Well, we've gone through quite a bunch, haven't we? A bunch of various categories. Negativity, 3 strikes, dumb tweets you've made, nostalgia crap, basically biased opinions, and milking content. I've gone over all this stuff, but I think that there are some other people that would like to give you some choice words about the stuff you're doing, ZakPak.
So ZakPak, you're very egocentric sometimes. Like the fact that you're willing to lie to your audience to cover up the fact that you don't like Luigi's Mansion 3, that's saying something, man. The fact that you're actually willing to lie to us. We would much rather you say that you don't like the game and be honest with us than you lie about it. And this whole Battle for Bikini Bottom overload. And since this has said, you need to pump the brakes a little bit on this because it's getting very repetitive. You say you have to wait 2 more weeks for the content to improve because it gets me views. It might get you views now, but people are going to catch on to this. And whenever they catch on to it, they're going to start unsubscribing from your channel, and you're not going to get those views anymore. So stop repeating content and start improving your content as soon as you can. But you refuse to do that. Why? Why, ZakPak? Why? This doesn't make any sense. Stop with the ego.
Your tweet about the Smash Directs does make a little bit of sense by saying that it would be a lot more surprising putting it randomly in the Direct to just shock people and surprise them. But you'll get a lot more attention by announcing the fact that, hey, we're going to put a new character in a Smash game, and a lot of people will tune into that, and this word will spread very quickly. Plus, this is Super Smash Bros. We're talking about. This is a video game that has one of the biggest communities out there, so no matter what announcement they make, it's going to spread and it's going to gain a lot of attention. Plus, if you think it's disappointing, that's kind of your own personal opinion, because Nintendo has to focus on the demographics and the geographics, and they have to see what appeals to their audience the best. So you have America, Europe, and Japan, and let's say that there's a video game character that appeals more to the Japanese audience, and Nintendo puts it in Super Smash Bros. That may not go as well with the American audience, and you're kind of just going to have to deal with that. Looking at your tweet about the PS5 tech demo and that you wish that the Switch would have more up-to-date visuals sometimes doesn't really make a lot of sense, because the Switch is a portable console and it has limitations because of that. It can't have better graphics, the games can't be big, it can't have campaigns that are much longer, unlike home consoles unlike the PS5 or the Xbox. And honestly, it would have been better to compare the Xbox to the PS5 in this case rather than the Switch, because those are 2 completely different things. Plus, you also have to take in consideration is that the Switch can already do amazing things as it is, like Breath of the Wild, for example. That game is huge and has a huge world to explore. And for the fact that that's on a portable console, where back then we had like the DS or the Game Boy, that's kind of insane. As much as you do have the right to your opinion to say that Nintendo does not make unique characters anymore and that they lost your creativity is completely fine. But the thing is that you haven't really played the full game yet, and you kind of have to wait to play it to fully say that there is not unique characters or the game isn't creative enough. You're kind of just assuming watching it from the trailer, which isn't really what you should be doing. Yeah, that's like me watching the trailer for Psychonauts 2 and saying that it doesn't really give me that vibe that Psychonauts 1 does just because the graphics are better, or they added a new art style, or they just kind of changed the game. It doesn't really give me that vibe that the old Psychonauts did. Honestly, if you're not really that satisfied with how the game looks, and if you don't think it looks unique or creative, which honestly the origami type of feel is actually kind of really cool, then just don't buy the game.
well, we've made it through a lot. We've made it through so much, but in conclusion, I'm done, ZakPak. I really am. I was gonna try and stick a little longer, but this is the end of it for me. I'm done. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, as of this day, I'm unsubscribing from your channel, and I'm unfollowing you on Twitter. I'm done. I can't stand this anymore. If you want to keep putting all these negative comments and posts and videos and just milking your battle for Bikini Bottom stuff, go for it. I honestly, if you don't want to learn anything from this video, go right ahead. But I don't care anymore, because I couldn't care. I don't have any faith left in my body for your channel, so do whatever you want. I can't make you do whatever, but I will say this right now. Losing me will be a big downgrade, because you might think, oh, well, losing one subscriber, it's not a big deal. Honestly, in this case, it actually is, because I've been trying to freaking help you. I've been trying to help you through all this stuff, and I've been trying to get past some of these stuff, like some of these strike videos. I've been trying to get past them, but you don't learn. You don't learn. So, and that's why I made this video. Because I want to help you one last time. But like I said before, I don't care, honestly. If you want to keep doing stuff the way you're doing it, go for it. I don't even care at this point. I will tell you right now, other people are going to start coming to their senses very soon, and they're going to start noticing this stuff too. They're not going to like it. And they're going to start leaving as well. But that is entirely up to you. But you're really on your own at this point, Zach. You're on your own. I'm not helping you anymore. I'm tired of this. And like I said before, I'm not a patient person, but I've been holding on to my patience for a long time because I know you have potential. Well, no. At this point, I can't stick around much longer. If I stick around for too long, it's just going to start hurting me in the end, and I need to go so I can begin to heal. So, I want to say that. Also, I want you to keep in mind this. This has been a very long video, and I've been a bit harsh to you throughout most of the video, but I want you to know this. I am not doing this for ill intent. Me, as well as the other people who contributed in the previous section, like the people who have contributed their voices to this, they do not hate you at all. I'm very certain of it. None of us hate you, Zach. It's the fact that I just want you to improve. I want you to become the best you can be. I've said it countless times. I want the best for you. But I can't keep holding on to this hope forever. I need to stop eventually, so yeah, I'm leaving. Like I said before, it's not good because now you're really going to be on your own, and I'm just going to say this right now, none of your other fans not many of your fans are going to help you through this, so great job. You're going to really be on your own if you want to actually make your channel better. Now, of course, you could use the stuff I said in this video and maybe keep that in mind when you're making future videos. This is basically, because like I said before, this is the last video I want to make on this. I don't want a Tips for ZakPak 4 to ever happen. I never want it to happen. Probably won't happen. So, keep that in mind. Also, another thing to keep in mind, I don't hate you, Zach. As much as this video may have said a lot of, I know, like, in this video was a pretty long one, but the thing is, I don't hate you at all. Honestly, I think you are, even with all of this other stuff I mentioned before, you are still a good person. You have done a lot of nice, good things. You can make good videos every now and then. And participating in the Rehydrated Relief to support doctors who are working on, like, COVID-19, that's really great to see. It's great to see a lot of that stuff, but the thing is, there's so much other stuff that I can't overlook. Well, that is pretty much all I really wanted to say. I want to first off, I want to thank everybody who helped me with this video, everybody who just gave me, everyone who shared their stance on the variety of stuff that has happened that you're doing. I want to thank everybody who helped support. Also, I will have links in the description of this video to the people who helped with this video, to that link to their YouTube channel and their Twitter pages. Go check them out, follow them, and subscribe to them. And yeah. Well, Zach, this is pretty much it. I wanted to hang out a little longer, but I can't stand it anymore. Due to the negativity, the 3 strikes, the whole I like the game thing was just quite the funny joke. This nostalgia and biased opinion that you constantly have. Battle for Bikini Bottom content you constantly milk. That did it for me. That's why this video is even being made. I'm done. Goodbye.